According to the survey I ran, you all know homosexuals. I am no different, as I know them as friends and family. The issue of homosexuality and its agenda have become a forefront of today's culture war. I believe the homosexual agenda is a dangerous problem. For the last 2 years, I've been studying and reading books on the topic of homosexuality, so I have a base knowledge. The issue is dividing homes, churches, and an entire nation. Families are devastated, church denominations are being ripped apart, protesters rage at each other across picket lines. These divisions cause untold grief. What does the Bible say about homosexuality? Romans 1:26-28 states, "For this reason God gave them to dishonorable passions. For their women exchanged natural relations for those who are contrary to nature, and the men likewise gave up natural relations with women and were consumed with passions for one another. Men committing shameless acts with men and receiving in themselves the due penalty for their error. And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God, God gave them up to a debased mind to do what ought not to be done." The strategy everywhere in our culture is to get you to see the gay lifestyle or gay couples as no different from anyone else. The agenda is also trying to desensitize you to their verbiage and their lifestyle. In other words, if you get used to us, you will eventually ignore us or accept us. The bombardment is working. A great deal of the desired desensitization already has occurred. Meanwhile, the gay lobby continues to sing its song of inclusiveness. So just a few differences between the heterosexual relationship and the homosexual relationship. 2001 National Center for Health Statistics study on heterosexual marriage and divorce found that 66% of marriages last 10 years or longer and 50% last 20 years or longer. Homosexual. 2003-2004 Gay Lesbian Consumer Online Census that surveyed 7,869 homosexuals found that only 15% said that their relationship lasted longer than 12 years. In a study done by Bell and Weinberg of male and female homosexuals, 43% of white male homosexuals had sex with 500 or more partners, with 28% having 1,000 or more. And that's from the Family Research Council. A new study which analyzed tens of thousands of gay obituaries and compared them with the AIDS death data from the CDC has shown that the life expectancy for homosexuals is about 20 years shorter than the general public, and that's from lifesitenews.com. Now, I was fortunate enough to come upon a great YouTube clip, and their name is Carl and Judy Schowengerdt. They're parents of a homosexual, Randy, who later died, and they discuss how the homosexual lifestyle affected them and their son, as well as their son's remarks about the lifestyle. It was hard to find a perfect time to start, but they're talking about the hospitalization costs right now. Oops. Here we go.
Not able to recoup, and then of course the last 7 days of his life was in hospice. And so we would estimate that had to be at least another 100,000. So his cost conservatively had to be $250,000, and that's what the state paid. And I mean, we're thankful to the state, but we're sorry that his cost the taxpayer that kind of money. He said to us, he said, homosexuality is not a lifestyle, it's a cult. He said they recruit, and this is kind of gross, but he said that they like to get fresh meat. And he said most of them are unhappy, they're searching. And it was interesting to me also that when after he found out that he was HIV positive, not one gay person contacted him. And so there is supposedly wonderful Christians were nowhere to be found. He totally rejected the homosexual gay lifestyle for the last after the last hospitalization. It's detrimental to their families. It's detrimental to our community. It costs us so much, and I mean, all of those things are nothing compared to the hurt that it causes to the gay person themselves and to their families and to their friends and loved ones.
Very powerful testimony. I do believe there is a solution, and I do believe the only real solution is through God. There are many ministries out there to help people get out of the homosexual lifestyle, and I believe that we should all make our friends and loved ones aware of these ministries. One in particular is called Exodus International. It's the largest worldwide ministry to those struggling with unwanted same-sex attraction, seeking to live a life that reflects the Christian faith. Now, there are 240 affiliates across North America that offer hope to those struggling with homosexuality. And each week, there's 3,000 people who attend an Exodus meeting. The president of Exodus Ministry, Alan Chambers, who once was gay, states, "The fact is that there are tens of thousands of men and women just like me who once identified as gay. For me and for these people, the truth is, change is possible." Now, I was fortunate enough to actually get an interview with the Schowengerdt family, and this was their final thoughts. "Our son was unique in the fact that he made the decision to accept Jesus as his Savior and come out of that lifestyle. After he made this decision, he called 2 of his friends to tell them. One of the fellows told Randy he was attending a Bible study and wanted to do the same thing. Randy went through a lot the last 18 months of his life, but he never complained, and God gave him peace. Even as he was in hospice and dying, the doctors and nurses commented on the peace that he had. We know that this was of God. Randy's story is a testimony that proves God can change. But Randy and so many others have gotten trapped into the lifestyle and have been diagnosed with HIV and later have died before it was too late. My hope is that you've realized that the destruction the homosexual lifestyle does. It's not a healthy lifestyle, and the homosexuals must realize this. Inform homosexuals you know about ministries like Exodus, because with God, change is possible.